Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is CERT Instructor Ron. Hey, I want to go over a few things with you. Um, what I'm going to talk to you about today is just some of the training that we in CERT do, especially if you're a trainer. So you're the guys that are training CERT people, or you take additional classes through FEMA and you want to better yourself, so to speak. So another class is, I think, is wide area search, community search, and others. And you can do things like Skywarn and get involved in that. And if you don't know what Skywarn is, then basically you're the guys that are looking out at the clouds and reporting to either emergency management or possibly NWS itself. So they're the guys that will report back and say, hey, we've got something going on here, like a funnel cloud, and we need to flip the switch. So there's a lot of training that's done out there. And, just get involved somewhere. And if you have questions, let us know. We can kind of point you in the right direction. All you've got to do is call your emergency manager. They'll tell you, what training you need. So this is some of the manuals that I have and that I have to use. And this is the same course I took. And this is the CERT Manual. And it's about 20 hours in teaching. And there's a lot of good things in it. You practice exercises like, cribbing or whatever. And so, you get out there, you do it, you're practicing maybe with a fire extinguisher or something like that. So it's a really good course to take. And at the end, they're going to give you, a backpack. I think I've got it on the other end there, over here. And it's good. You're going to get a hard hat and glasses and flashlight and whatever. So it's a good thing to take, and then it kind of prepares you that you can possibly fall in and help emergency management. But the caveat is to it, you just don't go into a disaster without reporting to emergency management. If it happens in your neighborhood, localized, that's one thing. Helping your neighbors, helping your neighbor kind of thing, that's a good thing. But you also want to contact somebody that you're there and doing something, so that possibly in the end they could send you some other resources, or if you have to get into technical rescue, and that's somebody that maybe their house has fallen on them or they're trapped inside and you can't get them out. So there's a time to do that. So this manual is pretty good, and it has a lot of information in it. Some of this stuff you can look up online and perhaps get things, but it gets into things like first aid and treatment and all kinds of things. So it's a good course. Another one that I took was Train the Trainer, and that's a good course. And so it teaches you how to teach that course and how to keep people involved and talk to them and not stand there and go, And so it's a good course. Another course I took, a couple of them I talked about was community search. And this is a handbook they gave us. And again, it's FEMA. All this stuff is FEMA. And it's good. You can carry it on you. I guess it's for the most part it's waterproof or whatever. Always put it in a plastic bag, something like this, and keep it in your backpack just in case. And then another one's wide area search. Now, wide area search, that's another course by FEMA, and a lot of times with firefighters and police and other professional responders. They're going to call in other groups of people that are trained and can help them out, like a force multiplier. So in that case, CERT would kind of be a force multiplier. And, you might go out with a fireman, a policeman, and whoever else. Sounds like a joke, but that's sometimes what you have to do, is kind of mix and match to get a team together to go in and help somebody after a big event or a flood, tornado, whatever, you know. So I know when I worked in 2013, I worked with some fire people. Um, I worked with some law enforcement, and we worked with National Guard and Navy Reserve. So there was a lot of people coming together to help out. And so if we found a gun, or the military guys found a gun after a disaster like a tornado there in 2013 and more, we'd have to get the police to come pick up that gun and do whatever with it, you know. And so there's rules and regulations that certain groups of people they can't engage in, and others can. So you just have to know the system. So it's important that you take those courses with FEMA 100, 200, I think it's 700, maybe 800. And so there's a lot of things that come in, and there's a lot of info in these books, and you have to be familiar with this stuff so that you know what to do and what not to do. And so it takes a lot of time to prepare people, and that's why, you know, we refer to people that are untrained spontaneous volunteers as SUVs. You just can't show up at a disaster wearing a t-shirt and flip-flops and expecting to be deployed. So you're going to have to be deployable, have some equipment that you may have available that you absolutely have to have. If you're going to go into a building that's damaged, you're going to have a hard hat. So there's a lot of things that you have to do, and you have to, you know, be able to rate a building, whether it's safe to go into or not so safe, or need some shoring up or don't go. And so these are things that you're going to have to learn in these manuals. So when I talk to you people about CERT or the things that I'm telling you, it's based on the training I've had. And I don't know how many hours, but a lot of it is getting out there in the field too and seeing it. And there's times that you just don't go, you don't have the right PPE, which is personal protection equipment, whether it's eyewear, hard hat, or other things. You just sometimes don't go, and you have to let somebody else go that's better experienced and has the right PPE. So that way you're not going to get yourself hurt. But I just wanted to share that with you. There's a lot of info. I'm going to have to go back and read some of this stuff and get familiar with the materials, because I'm going to have to go out in the community and talk to people, and I want to make sure I'm telling people right. And not only that, if people are asking me specific questions, I want to give them the right information. So I'm probably going to have to teach some CERT courses here pretty soon, so I might as well get familiar again with this material. And that's what I'm doing now. And so I challenge you that if you want to get involved in your community in some way, take the CERT course. It's a 20-hour course, you know, maybe over a weekend or whatever. Do the course. They're going to give you one of these manuals as well in a backpack. But do something, help out your community in some way. You know, some of us are going to be ham radio operators and take all the courses. Like myself, I can't say all the courses, but a bunch of them. And some are just going to be happy perhaps taking the CERT course. But I challenge every one of you to get involved in your community and make a difference. And that's all I got for you. But please like and subscribe. If you got a comment, put it in the comments section. And if you have a question, same thing. I'll see if I can answer it. That's all I got today. And I'm going to leave it with you. But do something to help others. Thank you.